Now that we explored reactivity, I already want to leave it. I already want to leave this example because that really is all I think we should know for now of how Vue's reactivity works under the hood. It's not all we should know about Vue in general, though. For example, you might have wondered if you can only have one Vue app per page. And maybe you already tried out working with multiple apps, because yes, you can have multiple apps. Here, and thus far in all the lectures and modules, we just haven't had one app. And we mounted that to one part of our HTML code, which would then be controlled by that app. But you can absolutely have more than one app if you wanted to. So if we add a second section here with an ID of app2, we can absolutely create a second app, maybe name it app2 here, with Vue create app, which we mount to this app2 ID section. And in here, we can do the exact same thing as we did in our first app. We can also return a data object here. We can have a data property here, like a favorite meal, pizza. And we can then, of course, output this here in our second app, the favorite meal. If we do all of that and save that and reload, here is our second app. Now it's missing the styling because I actually set the styling up to target the app ID. But if we would target the app2 ID as well, we would get the exact same styling as before. So if you quickly find all the places in the styled CSS file where we target the app ID selector, simply add the app2 ID selector with a comma as well. Also here. And here. And of course also for the input, if you plan on using one in your second app, and all the other styles. Now, since I don't use a button and so on in my second app, I'll omit this. And with that, if I reload, we see this in a nicer style. Now, of course, you can't use data from another app. So here in my app 2, in this section, which is controlled by the second app, I can't output the message, which is part of the data of the first app. This does not work. If I do that, you see nothing here, because message is not a data property of the second app. It's one of the first app. And these two apps have no connection, which is important, by the way. Each Vue app works standalone. There is no connection between them. These are really two different parts of your HTML code controlled by two different apps with no connection between the apps. So this here does not work because this is the data from another app. And therefore, multiple Vue apps are definitely something you might want to use if you have different independent parts on your screen that should be controlled by Vue. If you have a part that needs to work together though, for example, an input which is connected to the button which ultimately influences what's in the paragraph, if you have that, then this all should be controlled by the same app, of course.